Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are looking at The Last of Us Remastered. Today we have a completely spoiler-free trophy guide and roadmap for The Last of Us Remastered. I won't talk about any of the narrative elements, don't worry about that. Hopefully you've all played this game at this point though, but I'm going to explain exactly how to get the Platinum Trophy in this video. This is like one of the best games. This is one of the best games. This is one of the best games. Welcome back guys. If you're a new viewer of the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. I make new videos like this every single day looking at the latest trophy hunting, PlayStation, PS5 news. The Last of Us Remastered is the up-resed enhanced version of The Last of Us from PS3. Runs better on the PlayStation 4. They managed to lock the frame rate and everything about the game is enhanced. I don't know how it's going to run on the PlayStation 5. It's going to be yet to be seen if they patch it even further to make it better on the PS5. Trophy-wise, it's a time-consuming, Platinum Trophy, I would say. It's about a 6 out of 10 difficulty, and this is purely because of some of the difficulty spikes in both online and in the single-player campaign, because you're required to play it throughout on the hardest difficulty, which was tough. Let's be honest. It's going to take you about 80 hours. That's between playing through the campaign multiple times and playing a bunch of multiplayer as well, because your time is going to be split between these two parts of the game. There are online trophies, and technically nothing is really missable. There is a couple of missable things, but you're going to be playing through so many times that if we look at it as a whole, it doesn't really matter. Difficulty trophies, there are some. Playthroughs, I'm suggesting 3, and you'll see why in a second. Chapter Select does exist in this game, but it doesn't help you with the difficulty-based trophies, and then there are no trophy stacks for this game. Trophy breakdown, we have 24 base game trophies, 50 trophies in total if you count all the additional DLC content added into this game. The 24 trophies are split between 8 for completing the game on the various difficulties, 4 for multiplayer, 7 for collectibles, 4 for crafting items using shivs and upgrades, and then 1 platinum trophy. Alright, we have 6 steps to platinum in this one because there is a fair amount here. First step is play the game. Don't look at a trophy guide, don't use a guide, just play the game and enjoy it. This game deserves to be played and enjoyed. It's one of the best games that's come out on PlayStation ever. And I can't honestly say to you, play it with a guide as your first playthrough. That's just not a good way to enjoy this game. Play through it, enjoy it, have a good time with it, and then come back and use these steps. Obviously not the fastest way to platinum it, but it's the best. But if you're just going to be playing through it with a guide and you're going to be ruining something that's so narratively focused like this, I just don't think it's worth it. After you've done this, play through the game on survivor difficulty and use a collectible guide to get all the collectibles. Nothing will be missable for you if you play through the game again on survivor difficulty. This is the hardest difficulty in the game, and it's really, really hard. A lot of the features that are featured in the normal difficulty are removed from this one, which makes things just so much more complicated and tense when you're playing through it. But it's a fun, different kind of way to play the game. The objective of this playthrough is to get anything you missed in the first playthrough, which is probably everything. All the collectibles, all the optional dialogue choices and things like that. Once you've completed the game on Survivor difficulty, this will unlock Survivor Plus for you, which is basically a New Game Plus version of Survivor mode. It should unlock all the different New Game Plus difficulties, but you're going to want to play through again on Survivor New Game Plus to get the 4 trophies associated with New Game Plus. This one here, because you've kind of done everything in the previous couple of playthroughs, you're not worrying about anything missable, but if you did miss something in the previous ones, you can do it here again as well. After you've done all that, you're finished with the single player component of this game, and then you need to focus on multiplayer. Multiplayer is split into 2 sides, and they're basically the 2 teams, the Hunters and the Fireflies, and you have to play through both journeys, which is kind of, for the purpose of this video, we'll call it their campaigns, the Hunters campaign and the Fireflies campaign, just to keep it simple. The game sets it out really clearly so you know how you're progressing and how you're working towards things, but it is going to take you a long time. You're going to be spending 20-30 hours doing this, I would say, probably 10 or so for each of the 2 factions, depending on how many games you play and how good you are at the game. There's also a bunch of other online trophies, probably pop naturally as well. But if they don't, you can look those up too. I've put down here, clean up any missed trophies if you need them. I guess that kind of goes for multiplayer as well. At this point, you shouldn't have any more single player because you played through it literally 3 times, so I think you should have everything by this stage. In terms of notable trophies, there's none to point out except for the fact that there is a massive multiplayer component to this game. You're going to be spending a decent chunk of your time banging single player and multiplayer. That's why it's such a massive time sink. It's not because it's difficult. It's not because it takes a long time to play through the game once, because it really doesn't take a huge amount of time to play through it once, but it does take a while to play through it 3 times and then spend hours and hours in multiplayer, and that's really what pushes things up for this Platinum Trophy in total. The multiplayer in this game is really unique though, worth checking out, especially if you've played the single player and you haven't already, and you haven't done the multiplayer. Hopefully this video and the fact that it's free on PlayStation Plus for PS5 will encourage some people to go back and maybe finish the game. Maybe they've played it already on the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, and this is a good opportunity for you to go back and maybe clean up the trophies and get that platinum that you've been wanting to have on your account for so long. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on whether or not you're going to be going for this one yourself. Maybe you have some additional tips and tricks for this game as well that you can leave and let people know about down below too. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!